I know there's some important benchmarks that any center would hold themselves to or be, usually trying to keep in mind. Can you refresh us on some of those really important benchmarks and how managers would go about benchmarking their center against those core metrics?
Yeah, benchmarking is a difficult thing because there's a lot of nuance to it, especially when it comes to handle time in your processes and your procedures, right? So there's no real, I would say, benchmark other than if you're going to say, hey, we're going to take all of the insurance healthcare providers and benchmark what they're doing, then that would be fine for that segment. I would say as an industry as a whole, when you're talking about a kind of a world-class center, or you're talking about things that people understand as the benchmarks, I think 80-30 comes into play. Every time I post that on LinkedIn, I get like a million people who push back on me on that. But that's basically every RFP, again, that I say, everything that we've done, that's always been kind of the standard. World-class is, I don't want to say that's the standard. Abandon times of under 3%, right? That's kind of a standard that I think everybody kind of adheres to. After call work, now again, that can vary, but for the most part is under 30 seconds. And if you're doing it, probably where you don't have any type of wrap time, you're going to give the reps 15 seconds. But if there's something to do, it's probably 30. And again, that can vary depending on the industry and kind of what you're doing. We can talk about even like ratios, right? So rep to supervisor ratios, it's normally, the benchmark is like a 15-1. And then we kind of double that for our QA. So it's, roughly 35 to 40 to 1 for QA, especially now with how analytics have really kind of come into play with that. So just trying to think off the top of my head, any type of other kind of normal benchmarks. But I think, it's very difficult to benchmark a handle time, right? Or a talk time, because everybody's so different with their need.